Hey guys, today I'm going to be working on a Coleman basement AC RVP, recreational vehicle products. Looks like it's a 6535-671. Yeah, that's right. Winnebago used these. Basically, they're two AC units in one. There's two compressors. There's one blower motor for the inside blower and one outside blower motor. So the owner said one of the compressor wasn't working. They were told that the compressor was bad and had to be replaced. I tested it out and jumped power, and the compressor runs just fine. It was cooling fine. Looks like the power board is bad, so I'm going to replace that power board with the new style. There's some relays that burn out too. RVP's actually redesigned this board twice now, I think. So this is the third revision. It has instructions on how to do it. It's kind of wired a lot differently than it was initially. Maybe it's the fourth revision now that I think about it. All right. So there it is. You guys are like so completely in the way. Did you know that? Here's the new relays right here. They're going to be replacing these right up here. Here's the board. Comes as a kit. Comes with instructions. Even comes with a new label. So what I'm going to do first off is basically tear this whole thing apart. So right here is that's the thermostat wire, goes up to the thermostat. There's a key to this this AC that not too many people are aware of. On this 12-volt system, the ground on this can be isolated on the thermostat. That means if you were to go to a ground here, it may not be actually grounded to that 12-volt thermostat inside, so you need to go to the ground on the thermostat wire itself. So this first set of wires right here, this white and orange, that goes to the control of second AC compressor. Yeah, so this white one right here, this is actually pretty important. This is an important thing to know. Don't blow away. So Winnebago uses energy management system, or the EMS from Intelitech, and it's a load shedder. So this is how it sheds the second compressor. The thermostat would tell the AC, or the board would tell the relay to click the second compressor on, but this wire right here intercepts it. It goes to that Intelitech control board and comes back out to here on the orange one. And so if the energy management system goes over 30 amps and you're plugged into 30 amps, it's going to try to shed the second compressor. So it's going to open up the power on the orange and black wire right here, so the second compressor won't run. So the energy management system is completely separate from this. It just intercepts that signal wire, so it's a good thing to know. I'm not sure why it was wired up this way either. This should have just gone. There's very strange things going on in here. All right. Ah, that's why, because they intercepted the the negative instead of the positive. All right. So the yellow one goes to the first compressor, or the first stage compressor they would call it. Right here, this double up wire, that goes to the reversing valve, because this is a heat pump. And there's another reversing valve wire right here. It goes to the heat pump. All right. That was the ground for the EMS. All right, this one right here is probably the old style contact. Okay, this thick black one, that actually goes to the AC compressor, first stage compressor. That's the power wire. The orange one, which is right here, goes to the second stage. So first stage compressor, second stage compressor. This is just line power one, because these systems on the 50 amp actually have to have, well, they don't have to have, they just have, they're gonna have there's two separate circuits. I have to change my camera so you can see that. So this is how they get away with having two ACs in one. So you actually have two branch circuits. They're independent on their own breaker. They're 20 amp breakers themselves. Winnebago does even weirder things on theirs, where the 50 amp and 30 amp feeds, they do some weird things on 30 amp. I'll tell you that much. I don't want to get to it in this video. So each each circuit, each compressor runs on its own circuit. So right here you have those two black wires. One wire goes to the board, one went to that relay. Then the yellow, this orange wire right here is power from the second circuit. As part of the kit, we're going to actually add another orange wire. These are just the neutral wires for the second circuit right here. And of course that's neutral right there. Okay. That's a contactor for that relay. A lot of this stuff's getting ripped out. Won't be used again. All right. So again, that's line power from the second. This, let's see, sorry about that, hitting everything. Then you have, these are going to the outside. So these are going to be the outside condenser fan motors. You have low and high right here. This one's labeled indoor blower, low, so red is low. This is indoor blower, high. AC power in. We're almost done. So because this is a heat pump, it has two free switches on it. One for the outside coil, one for the inside coil. So there's the wiring for the outside coil. And there's the one for the inside. You probably can't see it. Down here we got our outdoor blower motor neutral, or common I guess they would call it. AC and second circuit neutral, first circuit neutral, and then the other neutrals go to the actual capacitors right there. So I think technically I'm all disconnected here. Just some screws down here we have to get out. I think that's all of them. I think wrong. It's hard to maybe see all those scorching marks next to those resistors right there. They get really quite hot. Starts making the system act really wonky. Probably see it better on this side. So here's the new board. Like I said, it comes with some wires already hooked up to it. You can disconnect them or you can hook them up. But if you were to actually look at it, let's compare the boards. One looks really complicated and over the top. It's got really simple now. So there's a big change between the two. I don't know if everything's on logic circuits right there or what's going on, but they made it a lot simpler. It comes with a insulator pad right here. Should just line up with the standoffs on the back, which it does. Alright, I'll put some screws back in. Don't want them all the way tight yet. Oh, I forgot to tell you, make sure you're not plugged in. You don't want to have power right now. The theory behind these ACs was they're a lot quieter than a roof AC. I don't know if you've been in a unit with the plenum or the roof AC plenum. You have to have the TV all the way up just so you can hear the TV when the AC is going. So this is more residential style in that sense. Less holes in the roof is always a good thing. A little bit more efficient. A little bit better on load shedding. So if only one compressor is running, it's just not cooling the front or the back It should be doing the entire motorhome. Gives you a little bit better clearance on top because you don't have roof ACs up there. I don't know the entire back history of why they stopped using them. I suspect it was more of a refrigeration issue, whereas this is not a, I think this is a permanently installed unit, and so it has to be used, it has to use different refrigerant, and it becomes cost prohibitive to use that refrigerant. That's my understanding on it. I have looked into it, zero. So up here are the two spade connectors for the indoor freeze switch. That's pretty self-explanatory. They're also not very fun to work on. They redesigned the later models, so you can at least get to the indoor blower motor right here. But the outside condenser fan motor, you have to drop the entire AC unit in order to get to it. So yeah, everybody's gone to the roof, back to the roof AC mode. All right, this is outdoor blower common. I don't think we're gonna need that one because I think this one's long enough to reach there. Just in case it wasn't long enough to reach because they repositioned it. All right, AC number 2. That's line power AC neutral for the second one. Now when I'm putting these on, if these spade connectors feel loose, I'll tighten them up, but they don't feel too loose. So everything feels pretty good there. We got a reversing valve, so here's a reversing valve. Yeah. Alright, outdoor blower high is right there. That's indoor blower, dummy. So black is high. Right here. See, they relocated those off those, you know what? We won't put those on yet. Indoor blower low. And right there, that's red. Alright, and where you at? Indoor blower high. There's the other reversing valve. And of course we can plug in the thermostat. It only goes one way. The outdoor sensors right below the indoor sensors up there. And that's just a freeze switch, so turn off the compressors if the coils are freezing up. Well, I guess when all else fails, I'll go to the instructions. The instructions on these are actually pretty good. Based on which board you had. Gives you step by step of which wires to do. It makes notes of the Winnebago with the energy management system right there. 2 extra wires coming down from the board from the lifeline. A white wire with a black stripe and an orange wire with a black stripe. There we go. So, if I were to look at the board here, the new board. Oh, that's why. They already have the wires hooked up. So, this is a new power wire that's going to run down to the bus bar down there. So we're going to be taking out one of these, or 2 of them. That one, I guess we don't have to, but if they're giving me a new one, I might as well. All right. There we go. It goes to line power 1. Right, put some needle nose on it. Alright, that one upside down, I guess. Alright. So outdoor blower high. There we go. I know I should probably have a light so you guys can see better, but it's really just plugging in wires here. I guess I don't know what I did with it. I already lost my headlight, so I don't keep headlights next step right now is I'm going to remove those old relays right here. You get it stuck behind the board. That's awesome. Old ones, I'll put them next to the old area. Try to get my screw back out that fell behind my board. Which fell on top of the capacitor. These are all the things you don't want to do, and I'm doing them all. There we go. I think I can drop it again. This should be the low voltage coil. Those should be the switched. It's loose enough to get off and not put back on. Alright, well these mountings, sorry about that, they have a notch so the screw doesn't have to come completely off on that side. The two blue wires, these are the new ones that came with it. These are going to be for each coil. Now it's labeled blue, orange, blue, yellow. So blue is just the negative to each coil pack on those relays. This, which is white with black on it, should be theoretically going to the orange coil off the board, up to the EMS and back down from the EMS on the orange one. Now I think you could reverse them, it'd be fine. It's just a normal switch inside of the board. Alright, and we'll go to, no, we won't go to that. I need, now the first generations of these basement ACs back in the day, I think like 97, I had a low pressure kick out switch right here. It was a mechanical switch with a little rubber boot on it. That was actually hard plumbed in and soldered on. And that's what I think, that these blue wires right there that are just jumped together, they would have gone to that switch. Very early on, Coleman just said, yeah, just remove that switch out of the loop, cut the wires off that and bypass it. Always seemed wrong to me. That feels pretty loose. Yeah, to tighten these up, I just crimp these down a little bit more. Alright. Oh, I guess I should put the yellow one on too, shouldn't I? This is the first stage connector, or compressor. So I just have a few things we want to make sure we're doing right. So we have the heat pump on the outdoor blower motor. They just want that hooked straight to the so they want the outdoor blower motor on the board now. It's not going to be on the relay. So outdoor blower, where did I put you? You're all hidden now. Oh yeah, it's right here. Outdoor blower high and low. So this is outdoor blower high. Definitely got a lot of extra slack on that one. Outdoor blower low. They want me to add the second line 2 power that connects the board to line 2, so they're not jumping power off of that to the compressor and to the board. I'll just go ahead and install that on the open spot. Just do this so you guys can see a little bit better. So So there's the new line 2 power. Put it on the... This one's gonna be out in the way for you guys. Just get out of the way, my friend. There. Now you're out of the way. Put it on to that open spot. Alright, so again, that's black on line 2. Should always make sure these are nice and tight too. They seem to be. So according to the instructions, again, the outdoor blower low red wire from the old board and place it on the outdoor blower low to the new board. But if you were to actually follow the wiring schematic that they have put together, there is the outdoor blower right there. Low is a red wire. We trace it up and it goes to terminal 2 of that first stage compressor relay, and then to outdoor blower low. It seems redundant to have a relay for the relay, so I'm going to go with their instructions and not the wiring schematic. And I guess we'll fire this thing up and see if I blew anything up. Alright, so right here we have... Oh, let me turn the light... Oh, the light is on. Can you guys see that? I hope you can't see that. Alright, so right here we have the AC set to cool in auto mode, and the fan is in high speed. Now this high speed, let me get that back on my other hand. That just controls the speed of the inside blower motor. Has nothing to do with the outside at all. And it's not even a big difference. It's hard to even hear it or feel it. But it works in both speeds, so at least that's good. So we're in cool mode in auto. Auto means that indoor blower is only going to run if it's calling for cold air. And I have it set for 63 degrees. So let's see what we got coming out. This thing's already 10 degrees off, so we won't be using that one right now. I'll just put this guy up in here and we can check our temperature. There's the air coming out. We'll leave it in there and see if it cools off. I mean, I have a laser thermal gun right here, but when checking air pressure, it's never quite as reliable as you think it should be. So I had 69 the other way, and let's see. So there I have 80. There I have 67. That's why I don't really like using these. We're waiting for that thermometer to go down. We'll just take the time to remind everybody that an AC doesn't, when you set it for 67 degrees, doesn't blow out 67 degrees. It does a 20-degree split. That's what the manufacturer tries to do. So if it's 100 degrees air in here, it should, well, it'll blow out better than 80. But all the manufacturer's going to say is that you'll get a 20-degree split. So it should be at least 80-degree air coming back out. As the air gets down to 80 degrees, now it'll be 60-degree air coming out. So it'll do that until the thermostat's satisfied. So if you set it for 72 degrees or 54 degrees, the air temperature doesn't change. It just changes when the thermostat's going to turn off. Still coming down just below, probably got, yeah, we're just below 70. So just what we were thinking, about 67, 68 degrees. All right, so we had about 67, 68 degrees there. Well within confines of the manufacturer's specs. The only other thing we need to check is going to be the AC filter. These basements do have AC filters. It's really important to change those out. These are not serviceable filters, as in you wash them off like a normal RV. You have to replace it. You get them from any hardware store. Home Depot will have them. It should be a 14-inch by 20-inch. You can go with the really high-tech ones if you want to, or the lowest spun fiberglass. On this model, it's going to be under the bed here. That's why I don't know if I can get to it, because it's really dark in here. Huh. It's not much better, because it's going to be under the bed. Now it's going to be under all this. Alright, so here's our access to it. And because it slides not out. It's gonna be really hard to see. Oh, you need a new air filter. Okay. It's much easier to get this filter when it's the slide out is out, but I have that door propped up, so if I were to run this slide out, I would crush that door. All right, well, there you go. You can see that this definitely needs a new filter. You have dust bunnies that I can pick up. So, probably get even better airflow now. Ooh. So there we go. All right, well, here we are back outside. I'll check our 9.3 there, and 8.5 or 8.6. So they're pretty close. They did come up in temperature. I'm gonna let them run a little bit longer. They've been running for about, we'll call it 40 minutes. So I feel pretty good about them holding and working. I just want to tie up some of this wires. Not because it needs to be, but because it bothers me. Now while I'm doing this, I will say that this board has some built-in diagnostics to it. You can find the board or the instructions online. It'll tell you, it'll be a green light there, it'll flash, tell you what the flashing means. So these brown wires are actually just going to a capacitor for the inside blower motor. So you can at least get to that one. These two black ones are the start capacitors for the two compressors. They have a start relay on them. Those are what burn out. All right, so here we are. I just have to put the cover on. I put the new wiring schematic on there. Probably won't stay very long, but at least it'll be stuck inside. All right. Normally run the screws in, but I still have to keep this open for in my next job, the rear cap. All right, and we'll check it one more time. Let's see, what do we got coming out? Ooh, look at that, it's down to 60 degrees. You guys see that? You can see it. Can you hear it though, with all that wind blowing on you? Well, I'm gonna call this one good. We did good. Thanks a lot. Well, I gotta get an air filter, but that's easy. We'll do that later. And we'll turn it off. Would you switch? Haha.